Gorgeous.
Hello, Alvin.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, it's beautiful and clear.
Very good. And I just got home from school, and I have to share that because I know you're a teacher as well.
Yes. Are you a teacher yourself?
Yes, I teach grade 7 math.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, very good. So now, since we're going to interview you today, which I'm very excited, let's officially begin with you introducing yourself to our viewers and our future viewers as well.
Okay. Hi, my name is Jasmine Stringer and I am Miss World Australia and I'll be competing at the 72nd edition of Miss World this May in India.
Yes, very good. And I'm glad that they have finally officially announced the date and the venue. I mean, I loved India last year. So I'm glad that they're giving India another chance to, you know, represent and showcase their beautiful country.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I watched last year's production from home in Australia and I thought they put on such an incredible show. So I think having the opportunity to go back and experience that for myself as a contestant is so exciting. It's been such a big day in my world because of the time differences. I woke up to the news this morning, the announcement that it is confirmed in India with
Yes.
confirmed dates. So immediately I was just bursting with excitement and chatting to my team all day. It's just been the most incredible, exciting, overwhelming day. And we are on the countdown now. We're
Yes.
ready to go. We've got a lot to get organized before India in May, but the countdown is on and we're so, so excited.
And we only have 2 months, and we know that 2 months just it's going to come as a blink. It's going to be very
Flies
fast.
by.
And going back to your profession as a primary school teacher, what is it about teaching that made you choose it as a profession?
I I really enjoyed school as a student, as a child, and I was so lucky to have some incredible teachers. So I think that was the foundation of my desire to become a teacher was having the opportunity to be taught by such incredible educators as a child. And then as I grew older, I think I was able to see firsthand how education can be so powerful in a child's life and can impact their future for such a long time, which doesn't just impact that individual child, but it impacts us as a society as a whole. So I think having the opportunity to play a role in educating the next generation is a responsibility that I hold really dearly.
Very good. And I am teaching grade 7 while you are teaching primary school. So, what is name one challenge that you have as a teacher?
I think keeping up to date with what's cool and what the trends are is so hard these days because I consider myself to still be quite young and youthful, but our 10-year-olds don't think that Miss Stringer is very cool. So staying up
Exactly.
to date with all of the trends and also just making sure that any classroom environment that I enter, I create a really inclusive space. There's so many different things that are going on in the lives of our youth at the moment. It's really important to make sure that you can foster a really inclusive and safe environment for children to learn in. So just making sure that I'm as aware as I can be when I am working with children, that I am ensuring that their safety and their well-being is at the forefront of everything that I do as a teacher.
Very good. So, thank you for sharing that. Amazing. And teaching and pageantry are quite different. So, what made you decide to enter the world of pageantry?
I was actually scouted as a teenager to enter a local pageant here on the Gold Coast, and I went over and competed overseas, and I had such an incredible time. And meeting all of the other girls was so exciting. So I was only 16 years old at the time, and I ended up winning overseas
Wow.
internationally, and that really inspired me to give this a really good go as an adult in the adult world of pageantry. And I realized that being called by your country rather than your personal name is a feeling that's pretty much unbeatable. To be up there representing my home and my country is such an honor. So to have the opportunity to do that at Miss World was something that I couldn't pass up.
Thank you. And there's so many pageants in Australia. So, why Miss World Australia?
Miss World, I was drawn to it because of the beauty with a purpose aspect. I've really thrown myself into my advocacy, especially in the past few years, and I saw Miss World as an opportunity to catapult that message or send that message out to such a wider audience. And I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I've competed in pageants for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And Miss World is my first successful national pageant, and I think that I'm just so aligned with everything that it means to be a Miss World, and that is why I've been led to this point in my life.
So, what was your initial reaction when you were called as the winner of Miss World Australia, especially that you're going to represent your country and compete against 100 ladies around the world?
Oh, I was standing on that stage with Gabriella, who was the first runner up, and we were holding hands and I was shaking, like, trembling. I think I had tears just welling up in my eyes before the announcement even happened. And when they called my name, I my jaw dropped. Like, I will find a video for you. My jaw literally dropped. And it was the moment that I knew everything that I've done and everything that I've worked for has paid off. And then the moment that I knew that I had an opportunity to take it to that next level. It's been such a long time since that beautiful blue crown has seen the Australian shores. So if I can be the woman to bring that crown home to Australia, what an honor that would be for myself and my family.
Wow, I love that. And I love that motivation as well. And wow, I can't remember as well when was the last time Australia did well at Miss World. So it would be amazing to finally see Australia, at least have a good chance of taking home the blue crown. Because, of course, you are being considered as one of these strong contenders this year.
Thank you.
So,
It's really exciting, and having the pageant fan pages and the people who follow and love Miss World so much even consider me and place me in their top picks every single time I open one of those notifications. I feel absolutely honored and so grateful because it's just having that level of recognition from people from all
mhm,
around the world that they can see what I'm doing and they see how hard I'm working and they see a chance for me, which is really nice.
I love that. And I think you deserved it, especially with what we've seen so far. I think there's a reason why many people are, backing you up in this competition. And
Thank you.
speaking about Beauty with a Purpose, can you share to us your Beauty with a Purpose?
Yes, so my advocacy is very much based around prevention and awareness for domestic violence. Domestic violence in our country is a national crisis. Violence against women is rampant. The statistics are horrific. And we are so lucky in Australia to have so much funding and government resources available to us, yet this crisis is still something that it's affecting so many women in their everyday lives, and people are being murdered. Women are being murdered by their partners or by people who are known to them on a weekly basis. I think in 2024, we had something like one woman every 4 days being murdered by their partner or former partner. And the justice system here just wasn't getting the support and the funding they needed to protect these women, which is where the foundation that I'm a committee member of comes into play. So I'm a really proud committee member of the Tara Brown Foundation. And if you do some research, Tara Brown is a beautiful young woman, Australian woman, who is a family friend of mine. We were next door neighbours as young kids, and our mums are really, really close friends. So I grew up with Tara and her family, and unfortunately, Tara was murdered by her former partner. And I believe she was 24 at the time. And that was a point in my life where my eyes were really open to the reality of domestic violence in Australia and how it can happen to anyone. It's it's not just something that you see on the news, it's something that's affecting women in their everyday lives in our country. And I've been working with Tara's mum, particularly in the past year as well, since winning Miss World Australia, to help raise funds and awareness for this issue in our country. And it's something that I will continue to do beyond Miss World. I think for the rest of my life, there's women who are vulnerable and don't have a big, loud voice in the situations that they're in. So if I can be a help in any way or use my voice to help them in any way, then that's something that I'm going to do.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, this is what I love about these interviews because there's so many things that we don't see much in social media. So thank you very much for sharing this. And let me just say that I am amazed by what you do. And thanks so much for what you're doing because I'm pretty sure that you're not only inspiring me, but other women around the world as well. That's amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
And
very much.
another part of my advocacy that links into that is I really wanted to combine my profession of teaching and education with my advocacy for domestic violence prevention. And I was brainstorming ways in which I could do that. And I'm so excited because I've actually written a children's book. And it's a
Wow.
child-friendly book that speaks on the issue of domestic violence and walks through an almost real-life story of domestic violence, but in a child-friendly way that gives children, sends them a message about how to deal with those situations and who are safe people to talk to if they find themselves feeling unsafe in their homes. So we are in the editing phases, and I'm hoping that I will have it published before we head over to India. But it's something that is I hold really close to my heart. It's really special to me. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to share that with the world, and I hope that there's a space for it in schools, psychology offices, counseling offices, and hopefully internationally I can launch this book. And if it can just help one little boy or little girl feel safer or more empowered to speak to the right people, then I feel like I've done something good.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that. This is where the power of teachers comes in, right? The power of influence that we have. So that's amazing. And unlike other pageants, Miss World focuses on other areas like sports and talent. And I've actually seen some clips of you singing, performing.
Yes.
So are you excited about the talent events or are you more excited in other events like sports and head-to-head challenge?
All of the categories excite me, but talent is one that I'm most interested in because I do love to sing, and I can't wait to share my talent soundtrack with the world, something that is really special to me and I've been working on for a long time. So having the opportunity to sing for the Miss World organization, for the judges and for Mrs. Morley is a pretty
Yeah.
exciting moment that I think will hold a special place in my heart when I think back on my memories of my time at Miss World.
Very good. And how do you prepare for sports and head-to-head challenge?
Yeah, so for sport, we've got 10 weeks essentially until I fly out. So in the
Wow.
next 10 weeks, I'm really going to increase my training and nutrition. I'm going to follow a program and make sure that before I depart Australia for Miss World, I'm feeling my best, both physically and mentally. I want to be at my healthiest and my fittest, but my fitness journey here at home is something that's really cool because it fits right in with the thing that one of the things I'm most passionate about, which is horse riding. So I'm very lucky to have my horses as an outlet that really keeps me feeling strong in my mindset, but also strong physically because it's a very active hobby.
Wow. And very unique too.
Yes, yes. Not everyone has the opportunity to ride a horse every day. And every time I do it, I feel so lucky.
Very good. And in your own terms, how do you define beauty with a purpose?
I think beauty with a purpose is a mindset and a lifestyle rather than just one cause or one project. It's more about who you are as a person and how you step forward in the world. I think putting your best foot forward and making sure that you embody what it means to have beauty with a purpose is extremely important. So I think it's just ensuring that beauty does not just come from the outside, it stems from within, and making sure that in everything you do, people are able to not only see that, but feel that within your energy as well.
Very good. Thank you very much. I'm reading the comments and they're making me smile because they wanted you to say water. I don't know why.
Oh,
Uh, Maybe
okay.
because of
So,
the
like,
accent.
if I was going to go into the kitchen right now, I might pour myself a glass of water.
I think they wanted to hear your accent. They love Australian accent.
It's a bit different. I think particularly the really Aussie accents, we speak quite quickly
Yeah.
and we would say like water. It's like WADER almost.
And they love that. And as a primary school teacher dealing with young kids, would you encourage young girls to enter pageantry and why?
Yes, absolutely. And it's something that I will continue to do for the rest of my life. I think that there's sometimes some negative stereotypes or stigmas surrounding pageantry, but if you really look into what pageantry is for young women, it inspires us to embody beauty with a purpose. It inspires us to step foot into the world with our best version of ourselves every single day. And if that's all it does, that's enough. I I can't see a negative aspect when it comes to Miss World because all it's done for me is inspire me to wake up every day and be the best person that I can be. And I would love to pass that gift on to other young Australian women and create this legacy that inspires them to do great things with their life and their days as well. Because without Miss World, I don't think the focus would be there as much. And through pageantry, we're able to be given this beautiful pathway and direction to follow that really encourages us to be the best people we can be every day. So I can't see anything but positivity from that.
Very good. And I'm actually going to have a follow up question because I really love to ask this question as well. Since most beauty queens are expected to be young, to be role models for young girls, how do you think you can be an inspiration to young boys?
I think it's interesting because people would assume that it's only the young girls that are looking up to us and listening to us. But as a teacher myself, or even as Miss World Australia, when I go into schools, I feel like the young boys look to us as leaders, and it's important to know that they're listening too. It's not just the girls. Obviously, often girls are attracted to the glitz and the glamour, but I think it's especially in relation to my advocacy, when we talk about violence against women, the problem stems from men. So if we're not intervening at an early age and really empowering our young boys and our young men to be the best version of themselves, we're not actually attacking the issue at the root cause.
Very good.
So it's really important that young boys are empowered to be the best version of themselves that they can be so that they can grow up to be good men in our society.
Wow, very good. I have read one comment by Nash that he said, I'm a boy and I was inspired, and he was inspired by you. And I think that's very sweet.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you have already shared this earlier that you are an aspiring author. So my question is, if you could write a book which talks about your journey in life, what would be the title and why?
Persistence is the key to success.
Wow.
Actually, let me rephrase that. Perseverance is the key to success. I haven't had the overnight pageant journey that some women get. You know, I competed for many, many years, and it took me a long time to find myself and to find Miss World as the pageant that I most align with and the pageant that I will be representing my country at. And if I didn't continue to persevere through every no and every rejection, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I would have missed out on the most incredible experience and opportunity of my life. So the answer to that would be perseverance is the key to success.
That is so beautiful. Thank you very much. And what is it about you that makes you the next Miss World?
In everything that I do, I feel that I'm authentic. I step out into this world every day as the most authentic version of myself. And I really believe that I embody naturally what it means to be a beauty with a purpose ambassador. And my entrance into Miss World is something that I hope allows me to share that with the whole world and not just my beautiful home here in Australia.
Very good. That is beautiful. And before I ask the last question, I just would like to say thank you very much for you and Linnell for organizing this and making this
Yes,
possible.
thank you. Thank you, Linnell.
And I'm so happy to finally get this chance to talk to you. And as what I've been doing always, this will also be featured on my other channel so that other Miss World fans can be able to watch this interview as well. So that, as what I have said, others will not only focus on the photos and videos, but to get to know you more as a candidate and as a person. So thank you very much for your time and for sharing your wonderful story and beauty with a purpose, which is
Thank
so beautiful.
you. Thank you, Alvin. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and get to know me more. It's people like you who give others an opportunity to learn more about us before we actually arrive overseas. And I think it's such an important part of this process and a memory that I will look back on very fondly. So thank you for speaking with me.
Yes, thank you very much too. And last question is not really a question, but what would be your message to the fans and your supporters that will be supporting you all the way until the finale and to the crowning moment of the 7th Miss World, which could potentially be your crowning moment?
Miss World isn't just about beauty, it's about making an impact. And without all of your support, I wouldn't be able to make as big of an impact as I'm going to at Miss World. So thank you so much for everyone who is following my journey. Every message of love and support, every comment on every photo doesn't go unnoticed. It means so much to me, and I really appreciate everybody's support because it gives me the ability to go and show the world what it means to be a beauty with a purpose ambassador. And I look forward to the opportunity to hopefully bring that beautiful crown back home to Australia.
Very, very good. Thank you so much. And again, as they have said, thank you so much for this opportunity to everyone who watched us and will be watching in the future. We truly appreciate it very, very much.
Thanks, Alvin.
I enjoyed it very much. Thank you for sharing your story. And you're so beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye, everyone.